Good looking group. Of course, I haven't been to my optometrist in about 5 years, but you look great. Just kidding. Welcome to the 50th anniversary of the 1969 graduating class of Winder-Barrow High School.
Yay!
I'm David Brooks, and you're probably surprised I'm the one up here welcoming you. Well, so am I. It seems that all you have to do to be the welcoming speaker is just miss one reunion committee meeting. That's all you got to do. And next thing you know, you're up here speaking in front of you guys. My wife was surprised too when I told her that the committee had asked me to do this. And you know, I was real quick to remind her, though, that after all, and I'm going to remind you folks too, after all, I was the secretary of the senior high Y. No one's supposed to laugh at that. I'm sorry. That's not all I was. I was also, actually that's all I was. I was the secretary of the senior high Y. We made it, people. 50 years, 5 decades. We've had children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, marriages, moving from place to place. We've made new friends, lost a few along the way, gotten grayer, and put on a few pounds. We've become intimately acquainted with, check it, cardiologist, endocrinologist, hematologist, gastroenterologist, nephrologist, urologist, podiatrist, oncologist, and psychiatrist. We've been poked, prodded, pinched, and bruised by every known medical specialist there is. You get my drift. We've been around the block a few times. You know, it was our parents who were considered the greatest generation. Well, we were pretty tough too. After all, we survived having only 3 television stations. And we couldn't decide what to watch. Now there's over 600 stations, and all we do is watch Andy Griffith and Leave It to Beaver, for God's sake. That's not all we survived. We lived through playing in the street, never wearing bike helmets, cars with no seat belts, candy cigarettes, cap pistols, lawn darts, easy bake ovens, BB guns, our mothers smoking and drinking during pregnancy with us, sitting too close to the TV, amplified music, mercury-filled thermometers, asbestos, lead paint, leaded gasoline, flubber, and chemistry sets. And through it all, and most importantly, we survived Vietnam. Okay, let's take a minute and go back to 1969. The Beatles made their last public appearance 50 years ago. Bet you didn't know that. 50 years ago. August of '69, little concert in Bethel, New York, called Woodstock. In July of that year, we had the moon landing. '69 was a great year, an active year, obviously. And then there was the draft lottery. Who remembers their lottery number, guys? 229 right here. Very lucky, very lucky. 1969 saw the first ATM. Bet you didn't know that. The first smoke detector. We could have used one of those in the boys' bathroom. The military used a little thing called the ARPANET in 1969, later to be renamed the Internet. Didn't know it was that old either. Finally, music was our thing, wasn't it? 60s music, to me, still is the best. I mean, I still listen all the time to 60s music on the radio. Let these song titles sink in and create a special memory for you, okay? From 1969, Aquarius, Spinning Wheel, This Magic Moment, Come Together, Honky Tonk Women. Who sang that? Rolling Stones. Thank you, David Mannix. I Heard It Through the Grapevine. Marvin Gaye. Thank you very much. Suspicious Minds. Elvis. You guys are awesome. It's great. Crimson and Clover. Tommy James and the Shondells. You can't guess Bob Ellerby. You got too much DJ experience. You can't. You're disqualified. 1 is the loneliest number. Three Dog Night, my favorite group from 1969. Okay, let's look back at 1969 now through a local lens, with apologies to Jeff Foxworthy. You might be a 1969 graduate if you drove through the Dairy Queen parking lot for no apparent reason. If you used the phrases jit back and ski naw and never knew what the heck they meant, you might be one of us. If you frogged somebody, you might be a 69 graduate. If you reached the pinnacle of excitement by hearing 2 little words, Mallory's Cabin. If you had a crush on any cheerleader, any majorette, or senior superlative, or Bill Clayton, then you probably were one of us. All the girls go, woo. I see you over there, Bill. You're turning kind of red there, brother. If you watched Darryl Cooper and his pick 6 versus Hated Monroe, who was there for that? Remember that? One of you, none of you were there. Crazy. Where's Darryl? Where's Darryl? There he is. I bet Darryl remembers that night.
Oh, yeah.
Not that old yet, are you?
No, too many folks chasing me.
If you watched, if you saw Shady Howard and Ronnie Shepley sink 25-foot jump shots and they only counted 2 points, you might be one of us. Or Elaine Rooks making a game-saving save, and Elaine and Shady never crossed the center line. Back in the day, right? If you danced to the Gentiles or the Full House at the teen scene. If you bought popcorn and a Coke from Eddie Greason at the Strand Theater. Remember that? Where's Eddie? Is he here? There you are. I'll have a little butter on mine, Eddie, please. If you bought cashews at Rose's, a cherry Coke at Heron's Drugs, a hamburger at Hardigrees, shoes at Gallant Belts, a baseball glove at Larry's Easy Pay Tire Store, and your PE uniform at Hill's Office Supply, you might be one of us. It gets me every time. PE uniform at an office supply store. That's hilarious. If you played tennis on the parking lot court with a badminton racket and no net, Brenda Stewart. Remember that? Where's Brenda? There she is. If you knew the Big Red Barn had nothing to do with farming. What's the Big Red Barn? The gym, the old gym. If you spent 4 years asking yourself, why are all the Auburn kids so smart and good looking? Don't hate. Don't hate. No, don't hate. Hey, Juanita Gaddis, Joan Murphy, Elaine Rooks, David Smith, David Brooks. Sorry, I had to throw that in. If you immediately identified a red 64 Mustang with Phil Chandler. Phil Chandler, I'm so glad you're here tonight. You made my day, brother. Barry, thanks for bringing it. If you could identify a white 57 Chevy with David Smith and a black 59 Ford with Doug Hardigree, you always knew Doug when Doug was leaving the parking lot. He'd rev that engine, heading out of Winder, heading for big town of Bethlehem. And finally, if you knew people with names like B-Bomb, Possum, Smut, Mal, Kinser, Morrell, Big Earn, Johnny Hare, Popcorn, Dorito, and Susie Cream Cheese, you might have been one of us in 1969. Speaking of names, I'm almost done. Don't worry. We had vocations in our class. You probably didn't know that. We had a Knight, a Barber, a Hunter, a Skinner, a Stewart, a Cooper, a Wright, 7 Smiths, and 2 Sanders. We could have built an entire residence with our people in our class. After all, we had a house, a hall, a wall, a kitchens, and a pool. Our names even made up the 4 food groups. For meats, we had Ville and 2 Grizzles. For bread, we had twin Grahams. For vegetables, we had Peppers. and our starch was rice. Wish Mike was here tonight. And lastly, our names were poetry in motion. I'm gonna try and get through this. 4 little lines. We had a Brookshire, a Bonner, a Brock, and a Brooks, a Sauls, a Sims, a Sells, and a Rooks, a Kane, a Clack, a Tuck, and a Turk, a Kylie, a Kelly, a Cromer, a Crook. I have a headache. Try saying that 10 times fast. Everybody, again, welcome. Have fun. Enjoy yourselves. Greet, hug, laugh. You've already done some of that. Make merry and party like it's 1969. But please, don't do anything that you might have actually done in 1969. Thank you.